Díobh, fáilte rith na naltaí, tistí agus Chéimniú, múntóirí, leas príomhide agus príomhide chuig an ócáid starúla seo. Chéimniú ar lína, le an rung áirteist America Gaeltáiste Mhuire 2020. Bhfuil am hosnúla na naltaí, tréas líonlaimh go léir as an bhliain seo a Chéimniú faoin cnílacha díana a bhíon. Nuair tháinig siad isteach an céad lá chuig an éidí an dá ocail a chuirmí béimar ná meas agus iirecht. Bhfuil am bhuíochas a gháilibh as an meas a hispáinseamh an tal mar fad. Bhí Siobhanna Abbey, bhí mion oscailta agus dearfach a gcuibh an tal mar fad. Chuir mé ceistarmh ag túsna cúig bhliain, nuair tháinig mé isteach mar cinnear Bliaina, chun sibse bheith mar eisiom lard an céad bhliain ó thaobh de. Agus bhríon freigar bhúil sibh leis an sprioc agus bhí sibh arás. Sa tógaí lads, beag nabh cinnta, ach tá na sciilne a gcuibh chun réimse faighdeann ar réiteach agus cinní mórí dhéanamh. Tistí agus Chéimniú, bhfuil am bhuíochas a gháil libhse comá, sár job déanta a gcuibh, bhí deach caidre bh gom libhse ar na blianta agus beag mé caintlibh a rís sa tógaí. Welcome everyone to this historic night, the graduation online for the 2020 Leaving Cert class. Graduation on its own is a massive achievement in normal circumstances, and in normal circumstances students have their own barriers to get through as it is. Illnesses, loved ones passing, jobs being lost in a household, and I think with this particular group, they were either fortunate or unfortunate enough to grow up in a time in their secondary school lives where social media exploded and was had a huge effect on their lives, and they dealt with it brilliantly. In abnormal circumstances, COVID-19 entered our lives and shook our world during March. Students were probably delighted to be leaving school at the time, but I think come mid-May, students were apprehensive and frustrated and were longing for their school days. There is only so much Netflix you can watch, and I just bet that there were students out there who were misfortunate or unlucky enough to be caught watching normal people with their parents one night. I bet they didn't watch episode 2 with them. The disappointment of not having your life graduation, lads, that'll pass. You'll see your friends later. But this does still signal an important time in your lives. You've massive decisions to make. You've got to decide what career path you're going to take. You've got to decide what values you're going to live your life by. As I said in my Gaelic piece, there will be uncertainty. You've got to grow up faster than other generations and be more resilient. As my friend in the Irish Examiner said last weekend, obstacles do not block the path, they are the path. There is no normal anymore. There's only change. The status quo is now gone. This is how it's always been. You only need to understand that this is the way it is. There's no such thing anymore. It's up to your generation, lads, to shape the world you want it. Are you going to embrace it, or are you going to lie down? For myself, what I'm going to miss most about this particular year group in the AG, some students chasing me to classes, I'm actually going to miss that. The excuses I get, you know who you are. I'm going to miss talking about Man United with Reen up in the Dorkla, talking about the New York Giants with Aaron Kirk and Jake and Luke Osterolsta. I'm going to miss looking at the relentless work rate of Emma DeQuare, Nicole Nick-Crower, Chloe Neward-On, and many more. I wish I could mention you all, lads, you've all been brilliant, but that's just the way it is. Outside of schoolwork and classwork and chasing you to classes, we've had some brilliant times. We've had some pretty questionable standard of ice skating, and the same to be said for skiing in Fortune, which is a brilliant trip. Particularly just before we finished up in March, I was actually observing you nearly obsessing, lads, arguing about whether it's the right hand that goes up or the left hand, or the right leg in or the left leg. And you know, it took COVID-19 for me to come across this thing called TikTok, which you're obsessed with. So much so that there's a song, The Blinding Lights by The Weeknd. When it plays, I can't even stop doing the TikTok dance myself. Oh, think you were getting a TikTok dance from me, did you? Maybe some other time. Just to finish, some final advice. Don't be afraid. If you look back over past situations in Irish culture, 2009, there's a global financial crisis. Look how we recovered. I was thinking of phrases that I learned from students over the last year. Tone was one of them, whatever that means. But a phrase that was brought back last year that was probably there in my heyday in Leaving Cert was the boom is back. And I've no doubt about it that the boom is definitely going to come back for you guys. You just have to work hard, graft, and grab your opportunity with both hands. There's a new world out there for you. It's up to you where you go. As a New Jersey poet said, there is a darkness on the edge of town, but he also said, baby, we were born to run to a land of hope and dreams. Ceannaire lifts the Tadhg Óg Ó Murchú, agus Tadhg Óg Ó